presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Tonight at Comerica Park, the Tigers will send their all-star to the mound. Michael Fulmer will make his first start of the second half, trying to pitch the Tigers to a much-needed win. It's another beautiful night for baseball here in downtown Detroit. Welcome to Comerica Park, Game 2, featuring the Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Kirk Gibson. We are glad to have you with us. What are you doing, man? We're glad to have you with us for Game 2 of the series. Winnable game last night, Gibby, but I tell you what, too many walks out of the bullpen. They had, 7 walks. Can't win that way.
Well, the Pens, it's been, it scared me. The Pens, it's not been good. Last in ERA, 7 walks last night takes the cake. You can't defend a walk. The game drags on. The D suffers. We made 2 errors last night, which tacked 20 pitches onto Justin Verlander's night. You can throw strikes if you take them in the pen, and you see the bad body language, and when it speeds up, it gets mental. And the break is over tonight. You got to cherish it. You got to fix it, and we want to win 6 in a row, like I said last night. All
right, well, let's try if we can get it going tonight. Now, last night it was a big start for Justin Verlander. He pitched well in the ball game. You could say the same tonight for Michael Fulmer. Big start.
Well, Michael Fulmer is so good. They had a team meeting. Now, what does it have to do with anything? Well, Sparky Anderson used to always say, if you're going to have a team meeting, make sure you got a good pitcher on the mound, because if we win tonight, they're going to say, well, that meeting paid off. But last year, there was an innings limit in 16, but Michael just keeps on developing. It's work in progress. He's got the fastball. Look at the movement on it. There's the slider. It goes straight down. He's starting to get it out in front. And remember, he introduced the changeup this year, so that made him really, really dangerous. Now he's starting to do some finger work. We caught him on the bench last night. Talking about the curveball, that's something else that he's going to add into his arsenal. And then he gets on the bench, he's always doing it. He has confidence, and he will throw it in the game tonight. I got a news flash for you. Michael Fulmer will not be traded. He's on the mound for the Tigers tonight, and he's going to get the first win of 6 in a row. All
right, we're going to hold you to that. Game 2 of the series just minutes away. After a short break, we'll send you to the Coliseum Studios. Check in with Mickey York. Coming up tonight, Tigers facing a left-hander. Francisco Liriano will be on the hill, and J.D. Martinez, he's licking his chops, man. He loves the lefties. He hits 500 against him.
Who's got J.D.?
The Tigers. Blue Jays, Game 2. Let's take the Q line to the ballpark tonight. Coming up next.
no stranger to the Tigers. They know each other well, and the Tigers have had success against him in the past. They hope to capitalize on that again tonight. Hi everybody, Mickey York back with you in the Call Sam studio. 6 o'clock start tonight, so shadows on the field behind me could play into the hands of both starting pitchers tonight. Michael Fulmer going tonight for the Tigers, a quick worker, hoping to make quick work of the Jays, and by the end of the night hopes to complete his 16th consecutive quality start. Along the way, he's also won 3 straight. The Tigers need him to make it 4 in a row. 1-0 in his career against the Jays. Last time he faced them, only allowed 2 hits, no runs. First pitch coming up next. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today.
Fulmer running out to the mound, getting set to make the start tonight for the Tigers in Game 2 in the series. Michael this evening, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
18th game started, does have 1 complete game last time out. 9th win of the season. Tied for the American League lead with 15 quality starts. Remember, he was an all-star, and he has won 3 in a row for the Tigers.
Here is the lineup he will face tonight, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Only 1 change for the Blue Jays. They got Bautista, Martin, and Donaldson at the top. Same 3. Smoke, Morales, Tulowitzki in the middle. Pierce homered in the ballgame last night. Then Pilar and Goins is playing second base tonight in place of Barney. And that's how the Jays will line them up. And here we go. We are ready for baseball tonight. Michael Fulmer delivers the first pitch, and it's up high to Jose Bautista. .235. Bautista homered the game last night. He is knocked in 40 now. In fact, 2 RBIs in last night's game, and he fouls one back.
How close was that?
That was pretty close.
Closest of the year.
And he came in pretty hot too, right at you.
That'd have been right in my paw.
1 ball and 1 strike on Bautista. And that ball popped up foul, back out of play. 1-2. Jays won the opener last night, 7-2. Tigers trying to rebound tonight. Really a game they need to win.
Yeah, Tigers disappointing loss last night. You have to come with energy today. Mario and I brought it in the open. Got to be ready. Got to force yourself.
1-2 is fouled away again. I mentioned these are 2 teams that are kind of mirror images of themselves. In fact, they play the game in a lot of ways the same way, and they find themselves in the same position. The Blue Jays are 8.5 back in the East. John Gibbons trying to get them going. He fouled it off.
Take a look at the AL East standings. Toronto 8.5 back. Boston, Tampa Bay up top. New York, they lost one on a walk-off walk. Tigers are not the only people who had trouble with the bullpen on and off throughout this year. Chapman.
Again, the 2-2. It's outside, 3-2 on Bautista. Well, the Tigers bullpen certainly last night struggled with 7 walks, 7 of the 10 out of the Tigers pen last night. And hopefully a different story tonight. The 3-2. In the air toward left field, not deep. Justin Upton coming in, staring into the sunlight, and 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense out there in the outfield. Jay Up and JD in the corners. Mikey Mott took the center field. Castellanos and Miggy in the corners on the infield. Iglesias and Kinsler up the middle. Michael Fulmer's on the mound, and James McCann behind the plate.
So Fulmer now will face Russell Martin. He is the number 2 hitter in the Jays lineup. Martin was 1 for 4 in last night's ball game. And you'll look at a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bouncing ball first base side, right at Cabrera. And Miguel will make the play. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Josh Donaldson. Fulmer has gone at least 8 innings in 2 of his last 3 starts. He's a guy that typically will save your bullpen on most nights. He has won 3 consecutive starts. Donaldson was 1 out of 4 in the ball game last night. He singled in a couple of big runs in the 8th inning when the Jays put the game away. There are the numbers in the last 3 now for Fulmer. Ball 1 to Donaldson.
Take a look. We were talking about the sun and the shadow. Now obviously the sun is coming this way to Jay Up. So if Jay Up's running into that sun, you have to be Mikey Matuk's got to make sure if he doesn't see it that he's on his way over there to help him out. Very bright today. No clouds in the sky at all. And the sun can definitely come into play because as it gets down, sometimes if it's higher in the sky, you can get around it much easier. But the sun is going to become lower and lower, and you'll be looking directly into it on a low liner.
A bit of a different feel tonight with the 6:10 start here at the ballpark, an hour earlier, so more sunlight to deal with early on in the game. Shadows around home plate.
Yeah, Michael Fulmer is really, he's got a quick pace going here.
And 3-1 now the count.
Donaldson very dangerous. He can leave any part of the ballpark.
7 for his last 14. Batting .261. That's in there. Strike 3-2.
96 on the outside corner with movement in a shadow.
Yeah, the shadow.
In a shadow in a pear tree. Something's in that food today.
Yeah, apparently. Here's a 3-2 pitch. And a check swing roller back toward the mound. Fulmer takes it himself. One unassisted and a 1-2-3 first inning for Michael. Inning. Here come the Tigers now as we go to the bottom of the first at Comerica. Their starting lineup tonight presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Good to see Ian Kinsler back in there after missing last night's game. Kinsler, Castellanos, Upton, Cabrera, Martinez, Mikey Matuk's been hot of late. McCann and Iglesias rounded out, and they are facing Francisco Liriano, presented tonight by MGM Grand Detroit.
Liriano, his 300th game, 15th start, left-handed pitcher. Threw a season 107 pitches in his last start. Beat Houston, pretty good team. Fastball, slider, change. He likes to throw the slider. Career 6-10 against the Tigers.
Here's Kinsler. Ian swinging on the first pitch, pops it up. Left side of the infield, the shortstop Tulowitzki. And one gone.
Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Blue Jays, brought to you by Tim Hortons out there in the outfield. Steve Pearce, Kevin Pillar, and Jose Batista across the outfield. Donaldson and Smoke on the corners in the infield. Troy Tulowitzki, Ryan Goins up the middle, Russell Martin catching. Francisco Liriano.
We'll bring up Nicholas Castellanos here with one out. Liriano is 33 years of age, out of San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic. And he'll dive one down low, 1-0. Be nice for the Tigers to get out to a quick lead because Liriano's ERA is over 10 in the first inning. He's had his struggles early.
Yeah, he gets in that rhythm though. He's tough.
Nick drives one in the air to right field. That ball is hit well to the track, to the wall, and gone. Castellanos with an opposite field home run, and it's 1-0 Tigers. Well, the first inning struggles continue for Liriano.
Yeah, finally puts a good swing on a baseball, gets rewarded for it, drives this out to right field. It's kind of a no-doubter, and somebody's saying in that dugout, good meeting, good meeting.
That was the 11th of the year for Castellanos, a team meeting for the Tigers before the game, and they've come out and jumped on Liriano early. Justin Upton, the batter. Jay up, a couple of hits in last night's game. He'll look at a strike right at the belt. 0-2.
Liriano tries to establish the fastball inside, gets the right-handed hitters cheating on it, and he'll drop the slider running in off for a chase pitch.
Swing and a miss. And chasing was Upton.
Well, let's take a look at Castellanos. He put a great swing on this. Look, he's got good time. He got the leg way up, keeps the hands back. You can see it right off the sweet spot of the bat. He wanted it away. He got it where he wanted it, but Castellanos made him pay. It's right out there by my seats.
It's normally where you reside out there.
Yep, right. I always sit in the first row when I come to a game as a fan.
Front row. There's the ball high to Cabrera.
Right field's a favorite spot. Played a few innings out there, so
yeah,
very comfortable. Look at the hit speed, 101 miles an hour, 358 feet.
Mickey drives one to right field, slicing though. It'll go foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cabrera, another frustrating night last night, was 0 for 4, including a big double play that he bounced into.
You got to watch Liriano. He will try and quick pitch you too. He'll try and rush you. See him all the way over there on the right side of the pitching rubber.
In on his hands that time, popped it in the air to shallow center for Pilar. And that'll end the inning, not before the Tigers score first. Thanks to Nicholas Castellanos, a home run to right field. And the Tigers jump out to an early 1-0 lead. Castellanos has made it 1-0 in favor of the Tigers, and now Michael Fulmer back to the hill in the second. He's got Justin Smoke to lead things off. Tigers playing the shift to the right side of the infield against Smoke. Pretty good 1-2-3 inning for Fulmer in the first, a fly ball and a couple of groundouts. Michael working quickly, the 1-0 pitch, and Smoke takes the ball outside, 2-0. 0 for 3 last night, but Smoke had a couple of walks. 291 average. There is ball 3. First All-Star game of his career this year. Smoke 23 home runs. Now Michael's 3-0 pitch. There's a strike on the outer edge.
Michael Fulmer working very quickly. You can see he wants to throw the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Smoke likes to pull the ball.
And he skies this one in the air to center field. It's going to be playable for Matuk. And Mikey hauls it in. 1 gone. Beautiful night tonight here at the ballpark. How nice. 79 degrees. Not much humidity and mint.
It's mint condition.
Very nice.
What a night.
Here's Kendrys Morales. Did not have a hit last night, but he also walked twice. And he drives this one to the gap in left center. That ball is going to get down. Matuk will cut it off and hold him to a single. First hit of the ball game for the Jays.
Mike did a good job. That area of the grass out there is uneven. There's different grasses out there. They've been working on it since the concert went over. It's not bad out there. It looks worse than it is, but you got to make sure you catch the ball first, then made a good strong throw, holding to a single.
Here's Troy Tulowitzki. One of the few Jays that really struggled offensively last night. He was 0 for 5.
You see Mikey right here. He gets around it pretty good. It could go anywhere. Eye on the ball. He's got a good, strong, firm arm to get it back in.
Now Fulmer's 0-1. When you have an outfield that's as uneven as this is, and obviously it'll soon be corrected, do you tend to be a little bit more tentative out there?
Well, you just have to make sure you block it and catch it, number one. So that means you have to slow down and get your body in front of it. You have to do that. Normally on a regular outfield that's unflawed, you can pretty much read the hops. You're not going to get real bad hops. On this field tonight, could happen. You just have to be alert.
1-2 on Tulowitzki. Waiting on deck. Pierce homered the ball game last night.
He looks like he likes the ball middle in to me, fastball especially.
Here's the 1-2. Up and in. Tulowitzki buckles out of the way. 2-2. 7 homers this year for Tulowitzki, and it was a couple of years ago where the Blue Jays picked him up at the trading deadline from the Rockies, so he knows what it's all about this time of the year when your name is in the papers and the radio, on television. Just off the plate, 3-2. Tulowitzki coming over from the Rockies, where he spent the first 10 years of his career. 5-time All-Star there.
He's a reverse split guy. Hits better off of righties than he does lefties. Usually it's you hit better off the off-arm pitcher.
Bouncing ball to short. There's Iglesias on to Kinsler and a double play. 6-4-3, the pitcher's best friend. Fulmer pitching around the 1-out single. Still 1-0 Tigers. The game as JD Martinez gets set to lead things off. He has feasted, and I mean feasted, on left-handed pitching.
500 average. That's pretty solid. You don't see that too many times, do you?
Well, he's got a lefty in Liriano out there. JD starts it off and looks at a strike, 0-1.
Liriano's just trying to pound the righties inside. Fastball's a little elevation, trying to get it right in on the hands. Slider breaks under, and the changeup occasionally will go down and away.
Right there.
Yep.
1-1. Martinez, a 6-game hitting streak, was 1 for 4 last night. And JD looks at ball 2 inside. Tigers up 1-0 on the Castellanos first inning home run. There's a strike on the outer edge, 2-2. And Martinez shaking his head there at that call from Andy Fletcher.
Yeah, well, you got to try and let him know. You get in a big spot, guy on base, scoring position. You're hoping he won't call that.
A little bit outside, 3-2 now on Martinez. Victor on deck, and then Mikey Matuk here in the second. Here's your umpiring crew, rather. Fletcher behind the plate. Porter, West, and Wendelstead round out the crew. Swing and a miss, and JD is out on strikes.
Slider.
A couple of punch outs now for Liriano. Hey, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. You'll get a free small order of curly fries. We need 2 more. We already have 1. Here's Vmart.
Vmart, he's got good numbers against Liriano. See if they hold true.
Martinez 1 out of 4 last night. Fouls it back. 0-1 on Victor. Tiger saw Liriano quite a bit in his days with the Minnesota Twins. He's also spent time with the Pirates. He was a mid-season acquisition last year by the Jays. That'll miss outside, 1-1. You talked about these numbers. The Bernstein advantage certainly belongs to Victor Martinez here.
419, 7 extra base hits. Feeling good up there. Right?
Little chopper to the second baseman. Routine play there for Goins. And there are 2 gone.
He went fishing right there. He turned the fastball over. And try and get it in the middle of the plate next time.
4 straight retired by Liriano following the home run from Castellanos. Here's Matuk. Lucky, pretty solid campaign and a part-time role for the Tigers this year. Since June 1st, he's hitting at a .325 clip. And Liriano delivers a slider strike. It'll dive inside.
Mikey Matuk been going good since June 1st. See the average, extra base hits, good production. Playing very good outfield as well.
And it really is kind of amazing sometimes, whether it's Matuk or Presley, they don't get consistent playing time. They might play for stretches, but then sit for stretches. But to remain consistent offensively, pretty tough to do. And Mikey sends a ground ball deep in the hole. Tulowitzki with a jump stop. His throw is off target, and Matuk has an infield single.
Well, Mikey took a changeup on the 1-1 count. Looked like he knew it was coming. Get the bat head out here. Tulo off far to his right. He used to make that play pretty regularly, but last night he did not make the one on Iglesias. Tonight again, Mikey on base. The Tigers. See if the Tigers can't do a little 2-out trouble.
Well, here is McCann, who is getting the start with the lefty on the mound tonight. James at 201, 9 homers on the year. Strike one. In fact, McCann has had only 3 starts in the month of July.
Talk to him. He's handling it well. He's just being prepared, continues to prepare and wait for his opportunity. It's good attitude. I mean, sometimes you got to wait. Remember Wally Pipp, right?
Yeah.
As the story goes.
Well, for McCann, of course, he broke camp. He's going to be the starting catcher day in and day out, but then Avila caught fire. James had some pretty good power numbers. He hit 5 home runs in the month of April, so he got off to a good start in terms of the power, but
average went down.
Yeah, and Avila kind of took over.
Alex got hot, but it looks like he may be tiring a little. So a good time to give him a rest. Anyway, the Tigers catching situation in good hands.
Now the 2-1. 2-2 on McCann.
Change up. Gets ahead. It looks like he's going to throw that off-speed pitch.
Number 9 hitter Iglesias on deck. Liriano threw just 9 pitches in the first. Runner with a bit of a lead. Matuk was shuffling his feet down there and then ran back to the bag.
Looked like he wanted to go.
He's going to be going now with 3-2 and 2 outs.
Got to make sure that he pitches. Little deep move here to see if he's didn't buy in all the way. Omar must have something on him down there. Got to trust the info.
And he lost in ball 4, so McCann gets a walk.
I'm going to make a prediction of Liriano. That time, as many other times, he did not stop in his windup. You noticing that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Joe West is out there at second base. I wouldn't be surprised if he says something to him. But I would alert Joe West or the umpires that he is not stopping. It says that you have to come to a complete stop before you proceed home.
The walks for Liriano have been up this year. His walks per 9 about 4.5. And he has walked his first in this game. Here is Iglesias. Iggy looks at a strike, and boy, a generous call there. On the outer edge.
Both ways.
Two out of 4 last night for Iglesias. He'll drive this one in the air to shallow right center field, and it's going to drop. Base hit. Matuk comes around to score. It's an RBI single for Iglesias.
Iglesias comes into this game with .288 average with runners in scoring position. Stays on this, although it's off the end of the bat. Scores Mikey Matuk. Going to be a change up there. You see the grip. He's going to turn it over. Look how Iglesias stays on it. We'll take a look at the base running. You got 2 outs, so you know you're going. That's easy. James McCann, not that fast, but he's made his mind up early, easily on to third.
Clutch 2-out knock for Iglesias, his 25th RBI of the year. 2-0 Tigers lead, and Michael Fulmer getting some early support. Here's Ian Kinsler. Ball 1 to Kinsler.
No, Kins, blow it open early.
Ian did not play last night. Flu-like symptoms. Not 100% today, but good enough to get back in there. So his all-star break went to another day. Way outside. 2-0.
Telling you, he's not stopping. Bugging me if you couldn't tell.
A little bit. Seemingly is annoying you a bit.
Well, you watch Liriano's glove. Does it really stop at what he did that time?
Yeah, but even that was barely a stop.
No, he stopped. I wouldn't say the other ones were different, but that is legal in my book.
2-1 on Kinsler. Two and two.
Must be able to hear me up there because every time I complain about it, he stops. That's good though. It's the rules. If you had a faster runner at third base, you might try the double steal, where Iglesias takes off early, tries to draw a throw, get in a rundown, and try and score from third.
Fly ball right field playable. Bautista is under it. That'll retire the side. Tigers tack on one more, and the RBI hit by Iglesias. Lead 2-0 as we go to the top of the third. Here is Chevrolet's most dependable player. Michael Fulmer certainly has been very dependable. The lowest starter's ERA since the 29th of April.
Only Kluber below that. Aaron Sanchez threw last night.
Michael back to work now as Steve Pearce stands in and looks at a strike. 0-1.
Fulmer pumping the fastball in there 95, 96. Sometimes it moves a lot. It'd be pretty tough to center.
You got the bottom three here: Pearce, Pilar, and Goins. 1 ball, 1 strike on Steve Pearce, who homered in last night's game and was 3 for 4.
How does he lay off that pitch? I don't know.
Here's the 1-1. Jays last night got a lot of production out of 7, 8, 9. Pearce, Pilar, and Barney last night. They were 5 for 12. Pearce is coming off the DL. You see they're doing some really good work. Two balls and 2 strikes. Bring in Rod Allen now on the telecast tonight. He is courtside, so to speak, down in the field. And Rod, it looks like Michael Fulmer being Michael Fulmer. He's working at a nice crisp pace again tonight.
He's awfully fun to watch. I mean, just about every fastball 95 and above. When he gets in a little bit of trouble, he knows how to back off and get that ground ball. He's awfully special, guys. You know that.
Tough hop there for Kinsler, and Pearce has gone 1 away.
Rod, you got your flip downs on down there? Sunny.
The center fielder, number 11, Kevin Pilar.
It's hot down here. I had to take the glasses off, though. I want to make sure I follow the protocol here. But I'm going to put them back on when I'm off camera, but it's bright down here. You can tell. It might be a little tough to see for some of the hitters.
I was asking about the flip downs. You wore those back in the day.
I sure did wear the flip downs.
How dark of the ones did you like? The really dark?
I like the really dark. Those are the best glasses, really. I mean, the sunglasses, I mean, they work fine nowadays. But, I mean, down in Florida, when you were playing down in spring training or in Arizona, you needed those other flip down glasses for sure.
K-line number 6 dark.
A whole lot different looking today, the eyewear in the major leagues.
And when you look up in that sun, though, you don't want that sun to have a big ring around it. You want it to be real small.
In the shallow center field for Matuk. 2 gone. Fulmer retires the first 2 batters. That'll bring up Ryan Goins. Well, we talked about this right at the top of the show, how it was a big start for Verlander last night. You could say the same for Michael Fulmer, who is kind of developing into that ace role as well. It's a big one for him tonight. Well, prior to tonight, he had made 17 starts this year, 15 of those quality starts. And if you look at his numbers, since he made his major league debut last year, only a couple of guys have a better ERA than Fulmer, so he's the real deal, and there's no doubt about that. He's one of those guys that you can build a rotation around. He gives you a legitimate chance to win every 5th day. Michael has won his last 3 consecutive starts.
Yeah, he gets it and throws it. He knows what he wants to do. Of course, it's good when you make a mistake and it's coming in there 97 with movement.
The chopper left side of the infield. Iglesias has time to set himself, and he throws him out. It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Michael Fulmer. Nicholas Castellanos has already homered. He'll lead things off in the bottom of the 3rd. Of the 3rd, and stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll be selecting the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. And one of the early leaders in the clubhouse has to be Castellanos. Nicholas a homer in the 1st off Liriano. And he'll look at a ball outside, a little bit outside, 1-0. Upton and then Cabrera to follow in the Tigers' 3rd.
The old left side shift for Nick on the infield, swinging over to the right hand side in the outfield.
I remember in Liriano's early days with Minnesota, especially that 2nd year in the big leagues when he won 12 games, this guy was among the best in the game. They had a real nice 1-2 combination as well, him and Johan Santana. I mean, you hated to go in there and see both of those guys. And both guys left-handed, both guys with 95 plus with those unbelievable change-ups and also sliders. And Liriano obviously has been hurt and injured quite a bit, but he's still got good stuff.
He's had a long career, and I would see him as even extending his career as a lefty specialist. He's got a lot of experience. Come in and get a lefty out. Probably give you a couple innings if he had to.
Liriano has done something that very few have been able to accomplish in the game, guys. He has been comeback player of the year in both leagues. Go figure. Well, he had a couple of pretty good years with the Pirates. Won 16 games in Pittsburgh in 2013. Yeah, that Ray Searage effect over there, that pitching coach. That's inside. Nick is on again. He walks to lead off the third.
I tell you, the Pirates, they do have a system over there, and they stick with it. And one of the pitches they like to throw is in, but up and in, and there's a lot of complaints. They've been in a lot of scraps over that, but they believe it works. I subscribe. I know it works because it moves the feet. And look at the most walks per 9 innings.
To take that a step further, Gibby, when Russell Martin was catching for the Pittsburgh Pirates, of course, he played there for a couple of years, and then he signed that free agent contract to come to Toronto. He brought that same process and that same theory over to Toronto. A lot of the pitchers had a lot of success with him catching because of the fact that they throw lots of fastballs now.
Justin up the batter here with nobody out, man on. Upton struck out in the first. And J-Up looks at a strike.
J-Up doesn't look like he's picking the ball up good at all. You can look when the camera looks in there, you can see the shadows that the hitter is in. Brightness out behind him.
2-1.
And a lot of the hitters were talking about how difficult it was to hit in last night's game with Sanchez and Verlander being out there. And of course, we watched what Sanchez was able to do with basically one pitch. This game starting an hour earlier, it's going to be even more difficult for guys to hit here for a little while.
Last night, Sanchez 82% fastballs. That's the one pitch you're talking about.
Yeah, but it was moving all over the strike zone. He got up to 98th with a real nice sink action.
Yeah, he's got a good one. Only 11% curveballs. That's the blister pitch. 7% changeup. So virtually, you went up there and looked for a fastball, you're going to get it. Like Rod said, not going to sit still for you though.
And there's ball 4. So another walk here for Liriano. Third of the game. That'll put 2 on, nobody out. Hey, the Tigers August Digital Ballpark Pass is your ticket to every home game in August. One pass every game, only $54.99. All tickets are digitally delivered via your mobile device. Buy yours today at tigers.com/pass. Well, here is Mr. Cabrera now with 2 on, nobody out. Miggy fly to center field in his first at bat. Tigers trying to break open a 2-0 lead early in this game. And Cabrera looks at ball 1. When you play in a game that has an early start where the shadows might be an issue, I mean, do you change your approach as a hitter? I'm not saying maybe go into a 2-strike approach, but is there anything you can do to combat that?
No, I think maybe you just look for fastballs early in counts, Mario, to be perfectly honest with you, because the one pitch that would be difficult to pick up is a spin. You don't, generally speaking, have trouble with fastballs, but you have difficulty picking up the spin. So if I'm looking in a situation like today, I'm looking for fastballs early in count before that pitcher gets ahead, before he gets to those pitches that he can spin.
I think overall you want to get your swings in. Hopefully that you guess right. You're always going to try and see the ball. Like Miggy right there, it looks like he went up. He's going to take a strike. You know, maybe you're going to be patient. You're looking for the release point, finding a way that you can pick up the spin somehow, some way sooner. You may not pick it up like you normally would if it was dark out with the lights on it, but you know, you're just trying to find an edge so you can make good decisions.
And now Liriano is falling behind again.
This is where he would throw a slider or a changeup here.
And I have a feeling Miguel's sitting on something soft here. If he gets that same changeup that he got through strike 1 with, Miguel might just get hot here and drive in a run or 2.
Launch it.
In the dirt, 3-1.
Yeah, there goes the garbage. Liriano preying on the aggressiveness of Tiger hitters, but Tigers are not biting. Castellanos did not do it. Upton didn't do it, and here Miggy very patient.
Brad was talking before the game how the game has changed. It no longer is 2-1 and 3-1 a fastball count automatically anymore.
Just the opposite.
Now we'll see what Liriano comes back with on 3-1. And it's a ball outside. Came in with a fastball and missed. He has walked the bases loaded. That's going to bring Pete Walker out. Four walks in the game now for Liriano. So we told you his walks per 9 were pretty high, about 4.5, and he's just about there. Now he's got to deal with J.D. Martinez with nobody out.
There goes Alan Porter's going on out to shake him up.
Bolsinger, the right-hander, is warming up. Already some early action in the bullpen for the Jays. Now Martinez.
Fletcher.
Walks to Castellanos, Upton, and Cabrera. JD with 3 grand slams in his career. Ball 1. Liriano right now can't throw a strike, and he seemed to stumble off the mound there.
Tiger hitters being smart, not aggressive. They know Liriano's trying to get him to nibble outside of the zone. Fish aren't biting.
Way outside, 2-0 now on J.D. Martinez.
Martin, something happened there. Martin's looking into the dugout.
I think something happened a couple of pitches ago as well, and now clearly they're going to bring the trainer out here. Something's going on with Liriano.
Yeah, he really fell off that time.
Well, the catcher, Russell Martin, he noticed something right away. I mean, he simply got up after that last pitch and immediately looked into their dugout to make sure he was at least making eye contact with John Gibbons, the manager, and their trainer.
I know Biagini used to be the long man. Spot started for Aaron Sanchez. See if they don't bring him in. He should still be built up for some long innings. So let's take a look at the last pitch right here.
They felt something. He's coming out of game.
It's funny, we were just talking about Liriano and the fact that he's been in the big leagues a long time, but he has also had quite a few injuries throughout his major league career.
So they'll go to the bullpen. It's going to be a wall side windows pitching change, and we'll be back. Baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Some doings around the major leagues. Adrian Beltre passed Carl Yastrzemski for 38th in Major League history with 453 home runs.
500. That's how close is he to 3,000 hits? Is he getting pretty close?
Yeah, he's getting really close. Meanwhile, Josh Bell with another walk-off home run last night against St. Louis.
They got 3 this season. Only 1 last season. Lead the National League. And Bryce Harper, 14th career multi-home run game. Past Vladdy, most in the first 6 seasons.
Let's check in now with Johnny Kane.
Yeah, guys, I had a chance to talk with Blue Jays manager John Gibbons, and certainly, you know, we always talk about the parallels between what Toronto's going through, what Detroit's going through, a lot of trade speculation, underachieving team to this point. He said, you know what I'm hanging on to is the fact that since I've been here, you know, we've been a good second half team, so I'm leaning on that a little bit. We got a lot of veteran guys. We understand that we still have a run in us, but certainly he feels like they haven't played their best baseball yet, and I think a lot of the Tigers fans would say the same thing about Detroit. Just haven't put it together yet with the strong starting pitching and great offense. So both these clubs trying to get out of the gate on the right foot here in the second half, Mario.
Well, the Tigers in pretty good shape right now. They lead 2-0. Bases loaded here, Johnny, and if they can bust this one open a little bit early here and got Michael Fulmer on the hill, go from there.
New pitcher is Michael Bosinger. Had him in Arizona, went on to the Dodgers. Now with the Blue Jays.
Ground ball left side, base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs coming in. It's a 2-run single for J.D. Martinez, and the Tigers lead 4-0. Castellanos and Upton come around to score.
Nice job by J.D. We'll wait for that first pitch fastball. Had plate. He jumped it. Good base running. J.F. got right after it. Knew he was going to score. Nothing was going to stop him. You see the relativity. Good route here by J.F. He moves pretty good. Cuts that good. Outside foot. 2 more runs.
Those 2 runs are charged to Liriano. By the way, Liriano threw 17 pitches in this inning, and 14 of them were balls. And clearly left with some kind of injury, so now Bolsinger trying to clean it up here. Victor Martinez will stand in. The numbers on Bolsinger. He threw 5 in the 3rd in relief back on the 7th against Houston. So he's used to going multiple innings and chewing up innings. That's going to be his job here.
Cutter and a curveball. Likes them both.
Vmart bounced out his only time up. Three straight walks started the inning. Castellanos, Upton, and Cabrera. 2 of them have come around to score.
Yep, clean them pillows up.
Here's the 1-1. It'll miss outside, 2-1. Jays bullpen in the month of July has an ERA of about 7.5. They'd been pretty good earlier in the year, but July not very kind to them. Michael Fulmer's got to be digging the run support here. They've already got him 4, and they're threatening for more with nobody out.
There's a few pitchers that would enjoy that on the Tigers team.
And namely the guy that won last night.
Yep, JV would take him.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Martinez. Mikey Matuk waiting on deck. Tigers now have 4 runs on 4 hits. And Martinez skies this one in the air. It's going to be Pilar in center field. Miggy tagging, and he'll come to 3rd base. And the Tigers now have him at the corners with 1 out. That'll bring up Mikey Matuk.
Well, Victor, ball was deep enough. Got it Miggy over to third, first and third, 1 out. Still good odds of scoring another run. Don't want to let up. You get 4 runs. You want to make it 10.
Liriano got the first 2 men in the second, and then Matuk reached out an infield single, and Tigers eventually scored him with 2 outs. Ball 1 missing inside to Matuk. Bolsinger this year made 5 starts for the Blue Jays. Had good numbers down in AAA for Toronto. There's a strike on the outer edge. 1 ball and 1 strike. Matuk looks at another strike on the outside corner. Pretty much the same spot.
Another nice deep fly ball. Plates another.
Pulled foul, third base side.
Bolsinger featured a lot of off-speed pitches. Fastball is going to be inside here. That's where you're going to get a ground ball. Looking for the double play.
Rod, what was your take on the pregame meeting for the Tigers here today?
Well, I thought it was necessary after the way that they performed in last night's game. It was probably good that Brad went home and slept on whatever he had to say to his club today. And I'm not sure if any of the players spoke as well, but it was needed. After you walk 10 and you perform the way that they performed last night coming out of the break, they probably needed to talk about a few things, and apparently so far so good here tonight.
Well, they've jumped out with 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. And Brad has always said, you know, you got to be careful with team meetings, because if you have too many of them, it just falls on deaf ears. The 1-2. High fly ball left field. See if it's deep enough. Steve Pearce is coming in. Runner tagging. And Cabrera going to try and score. He's rumbling home. It's cut off. And he will score. Sac fly RBI for Matuk.
Deep fly ball.
Mikey with his 17th RBI.
It's a nice patient at bat by Mikey Matuk. He worked the count to his favor. He did not get greedy. He had 1 goal in mind, and that was hit a fly ball deep enough to score Miguel Cabrera. Miggy gets a good jump and comes home. They knew already that Pearce in left field does not have a strong throwing arm from that position.
Yeah, it looks like a little overthrow, threw it right into the ground. Mini. They go one way or the other. Either it goes really high or really low. I was one of the guys. I used to chuck him into the turf pretty good.
Is it really?
Yeah. You try and hump up on it, it's worse. You got to take your time, get everything behind it. Rod, you had a little better arm than I did.
I had a little, but I hurt my arm in high school, though. I mean, my arm was okay, but I pitched so much as a youth. I mean, once I got into pro ball, I mean, I didn't have the strongest arm, but it was okay.
Yeah, they just run in my face. It was humiliating at times. Coming off that football bench press all the time, then trying to throw a baseball. They didn't get along very good.
Right.
But those wheels are pretty good. They took care of them.
2-0 on McCann.
Miggy.
Bolsinger missing inside.
Miggy.
Tigers did a very nice job in this inning of taking advantage of the wildness of Liriano.
You got 3 walks and a sack and a single.
All 3 of the walks coming around to score. In there, a strike called.
Long inning for Michael.
Here's the 3-1, and it is a walk. Another base on balls.
Wow, this is looking like the Tigers last night when they walked 10. The Blue Jays are on their way to walking a 10 here tonight.
Well, they're halfway there. They've got 5. Here is Iglesias.
tell you, this is tough being a defender right now. Standing out there, you got your hands. Some guys got their hands on their knees. Guys got their hands on their hips. It's bad body language, and it's tough. It's tough to hang in there. You got to force yourself.
Meanwhile, Fulmer's been sitting around a while. He is certainly going to take the offense. They lead 5-0. And Iglesias looks at a strike.
Yeah, you can see Fulmer right here. He's got that towel in his hand, and one of the things that he likes to do when there are lengthy innings, he will pull that towel out and he will simply simulate like he's got a baseball in his hand, and he will use his same motion like he's throwing a pitch. That's how he stays loose. And take a look at him here. I remember when I played in Japan for a couple of years, this is what the Japanese players used to do. And because they threw so much in Japan, this was one of the ways to work on your mechanics. You work on your mechanics with a towel because it's not a whole lot of stress on the arm.
0-2 the count on Iglesias. And Iggy lays off. That ball bouncing in.
Bolsinger loves that curveball, loves the cutter. Lots of wrinkles, lots of. Catcher's going to have to get the jar out, Mario.
The olive jar?
The olive jar. There's a lot of breaking pitches. Throw an olive in between the fingers, and you just got the breaking ball. You call it every time.
Here's the 1-2.
There it is.
This with it high. The Jays now have thrown a lot of pitches in this inning. 38 between Liriano and Bolsinger.
Tigers had what, 219, 220 last night. That's a lot of pitches for one team.
Total, yeah, no doubt. Iglesias an RBI single back in the second. Trying to deliver with 2 outs here. Did he go? Yes, he went around for strike 3, and that will end the inning. But the Tigers get 3 more runs. J.D. Martinez comes through with a 2-run knock. Early 5-0 lead for the Tigers. On top 5-0 as Michael Fulmer goes back to the mound. He's got Bautista, Martin, Donaldson, the top 3 in Toronto's lineup. A lengthy sit down for Fulmer. Almost about a half hour in that half inning, thanks in part to the injury to Liriano.
And then he comes out and throws that first pitch fastball right down the middle at 94 miles an hour.
Now the 0-1. It'll dive outside.
He's amazing, guys, as far as how many pitches he throws per inning. Through the first 3 innings here today, only 36 pitches, 12 per inning for Michael Fulmer. That's amazing.
It's a really good number where pitchers love to be there, and you do that, you will pitch deep into games.
And that's one of the reasons why, Mario, I heard you talking earlier. With the regularity. I mean, he's into the 7th, into the 8th.
And he's gone 3-1 now on Bautista.
Bautista, I tell you, he's always, his on base is always around 400, but he's got a knack getting on base via the walk. Last year it was via the home run, but not as many this year.
It'll roll foul. Michael last year was the Rookie of the Year, beating out Gary Sanchez, easily beating him out for that honor, and he followed that up with an all-star season this year. Here's the 3-2, and he walked in ball 4.
Well, that was in the zone. Here's our Comerica Bank game summary. Tigers got right after it in the first inning today. Castellanos with solo shot in the first inning. Then Iglesias in the 3rd comes up. I believe that's a 2-out. That's in the 2nd inning. Then in the 3rd, JD first pitch greets Michael Bolsinger. 2 RBI single. Tigers lead 5-0.
Here's Russell Martin. He'll bat now with the leadoff man on. Driven foul back out of play.
For the most part, these Blue Jays, they do take a lot of pitches. They try to wear down starting pitchers, and they were taking a few pitches early against Fulmer, but then they quickly realized that this guy is always around the plate, so they're swinging early and swinging often right now.
They got smart.
Yeah, you don't do yourself any favors if you're sitting around trying to wait for a walk from Fulmer.
Especially if he's throwing the first pitch strike.
Because once he gets ahead of you and he goes to that slider or that changeup or even that plus heater, it's tough.
He's gone 0-2 on Martin. This one will get away from McCann. He'll throw down to second and safe. Kins are unable to gather it down there. The runner will advance.
Outstanding and jump here by Bautista. As soon as he read this breaking ball down in the dirt, he was on the move. Nice recovery here by McCann. The ball only gets away a couple of feet. It looked like they may have had him. Outstanding throw here, but Ian Kinsler couldn't catch it. But real nice base running here by Bautista. Nice recovery by McCann. And they just couldn't finish the play here. Man, how's he miss that?
Well, I think he was trying to cheat, get a little quick. It looked like it hit him in the heel.
It did. And that ball also had some giddy up on it. Some good four-seam backspin on that ball. That ball was so low, it looked like it took off on Ian.
Real bullet down there.
McCann almost threw him out there. How about that?
Oh, it's unreal, man.
You know, if you go back and look at that, James got that right shoulder around just enough to keep it in front of me.
Just got a piece of it. And Martin staying alive. You think, Rod, it's going to come to a point where Fulmer starts to develop that curveball, and if he does, what kind of a weapon could that be for him?
Well, I think the way that he'll use that until he really feels comfortable with it, Mario, is on first pitches. And because everybody looks for the heater from Fulmer at 94, and there's times where the opposition will ambush him, but if he's able to throw that curveball consistently for strike one, that will keep teams off balance, and he'll be able to get that pitch over without them swinging. So I think that's what he'll use it for out of the gate once he finally feels really comfortable with it.
We saw some of the video last night with Rich Doobie. They were kind of working on that grip, practicing it.
Yeah, and Rod's right. He'll use it first pitch, and then he'll go 1-0 when he gets more confidence. When he's behind in the count, same thing. They'll be looking for heater.
Little chopper to the shortstop on the charge, Iglesias. That'll advance the runner, one gone. Now Donaldson.
They'll have the infield back here. They'll concede the run with the 5 runs on the board for the Tigers. Stay out of the big inning.
Donaldson retired on a check swing grounder back in the first. I was talking to Brad about when he was a catcher, he would encourage pitchers who are working on a new pitch to kind of carry a baseball around and just, get the feel for the grip. You didn't necessarily have to play catch or work on that pitch, but even if you're walking around, to get a feel for that grip. And that's what it looked like Fulmer was trying to do last night in the dugout.
That's a great point, Mario. I remember as a kid, just taking a baseball, whether I was in Little League or high school, someone said, just kind of flip it up in the air like you're just flipping it off your fingertips. And that's how I pretty much learned a curveball. So you can learn by just having that ball in your hand all the time. Guys, we were talking about the curveball too, Gibby. I don't know how you feel about this, but it appears to me that a lot of pitching coaches are teaching fastball curveball mix these days instead of the sliders and the cutters because of the launch angle that all the hitters are trying to take in lifting baseballs. They feel like by starting the curveball up and that ball going north to south in the strike zone, it kind of negates the uppercut swing that a lot of the hitters have employed these days.
Yeah, that's a pretty good theory, and guys are always making adjustments to people who make adjustments, and it makes total sense.
And because the slider and the cutter pretty much are just east to west in the strike zone on a flat plane.
The slider's hard on an elbow. It's kind of like remember when they came up with the fork balls. That's when you spread your fingers really wide and put the ball in between your middle and index finger. Then they went to the split finger. That was less stress on the arm. The cutter, that's kind of more of a positional finger pressure pitch. So that has something to do with what they throw as well.
Ground ball left side. Let's look at the run in. Iglesias soft balance throw. Nicely done. It'll be a 6-3 rollout and an RBI for Donaldson.
This is why you concede the run with the 5-run lead right here. Because if they're in, that ball's a base hit, and you leave another run around and give the run up. Iglesias did a good job getting around it. He's got this timed out where he's going to bounce it, make it easy for Miguel to pick it. Gets rid of it quickly. Gets around it as best he can. He's got a very accurate arm over there. Very seldom will you see Iglesias throw that away. Nice long hop for Miggy. Nice easy pick.
Ball one to Justin Smoke. Smoke fly to center field back in the second. There are 2 gone now. A run in for Toronto.
And Michael's thrown a total of 56 pitches, 35, 95 miles an hour and above. Then he comes back with that nasty breaking pitch. This guy's unbelievable, man. This guy's got a chance to be a real good pitcher for a long, long time.
And now the 1-2, but Smoke will step out. Of course, the Tigers picked him up. It was one of the final deals that Dave Dombrowski made before he left the Tigers. He got him for Yoenis Cespedes from the New York Mets. That ball is hammered to center field. Matuk going back. He's going to get there, and that's going to retire the side. Jays get a run back, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Inning, and just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game. It is brought to you by Miller Lite.
Who's the early leader?
They got a bunch of guys. Castellanos hit a home run in the first.
JD, Iggy. Iggy's had a couple of nice plays as well.
Fulmer. Here is Kinsler. Top of the order, Kinsler, Castellanos, and Upton facing Bolsinger. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. 0-1. Ian is 0 for 2 upon his return to the lineup. Flu-like symptoms yesterday.
Yeah, he hadn't played since Sunday, so it's been quite a layoff for him.
Had a really big month of June, but it slowed down a bit here in the month of July. 1 ball and 1 strike on Kinsler. Playing to pull a little bit on Ian.
Playing him to pull and also throwing him inside, so trying to defend where they're pitching him.
Bolsinger had to come on in the third when Liriano left with an injury. Put a wrinkle in that one and miss high with the breaking ball. Now 3-1. The Jays staff already with 5 walks in this game. Make it 6. Borderline there. Bolsinger didn't get the call. Leadoff man on now. If fans place a deposit on 2018 Tiger season tickets and get up to 4 free games in 2017 plus priority seat selection for the 2018 season, go to tigers.com/tickets or call 313-471-2255. Castellanos looks at a strike.
I'll tell you, watching home plate umpire Andy Fletcher has not called many pitches at the top of the zone. If you're a hitter and don't like it up there, you're able to take that tonight and get ahead of the count.
Nick with a homer, a walk, and 2 runs scored. It'll bend in for a strike.
Gibby, even though the strike zone is supposed to be universal for all umpires, do you still believe that certain umpires have their own certain zones these days?
I think it's just the way it shakes out, the way they call it. I mean, like, you were a high ball hitter, I was a low ball hitter. It's just the way it shakes out. For whatever reason, I think if they're out of the zone, that they are, you know, they do get graded. We know that, and they do get, I don't think disciplined, but they do get reminded that they need to work on that. If they don't call a certain pitch in general, it has to do with their setup. So they try and make corrections in that. Suggestions. It's like a hitter or a pitcher when he's missing his spot.
0-2 on Nick. Ground ball, third base side. Donaldson to second. There's one. Relay. Got him at first base.
Thought he was safe.
Pretty good turn down there at second.
And back in the day, you could come up a little bit there and probably wouldn't have been able to get him, but Nick's not complaining. His eyes are better than mine. When you're a runner, you can feel that foot and you can hear it loud and clear, and you know whether you're safe or out. Oh yeah, he was out easy.
Good call. Alan Porter down there at first base made that call. Upton looks at ball 1. Jay up with a walk and a run scored. The Tigers walked the bases loaded in the third, or I should say Liriano did, and the Tigers scored all 3 of them. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike on Upton.
Pretty much 1-0 breaking ball every time. You could sit on it if you want. First 2 pitches, the 0-0 and the 1-0. If you're comfortable doing that, some hitters are, some aren't. I certainly, with a guy on base, I'd do that. You sit on the breaking ball, Rod?
Early in the count. I mean, if a guy has continually shown me that he's going to throw that pitch behind in the count and with runners in the scoring position, I would sit on a breaking ball until 2 strikes for sure.
Just can't overswing. You got to stay within yourselves.
As a matter of fact, when I was a young hitting instructor, when I was teaching minor league kids, I mean, if we found that a pitcher on the mound was heavy with his breaking balls, I'd get a couple of my guys to sit on that pitch early in counts.
Bender drops in for a strike.
A lot of guys are not comfortable doing that because you take that fastball right down the middle. It somehow has an effect. I never saw the difference. Either I take a fastball down the middle or a breaking ball down the middle.
Yeah, you just have to know, though. I mean, there's very few guys really that can look for a breaking ball and then get that fastball and then still not swing at it. I mean, there's a few, but a lot of guys will still even try to get to the fastball even though they know they've sold out for something slower, something off speed, something with a spin in it.
Yeah, I try to take the fastball early if I was sitting on the breaking ball, but with 2 strikes, you're just trying to foul pitch off. You're sitting curveball, they throw you the fastball, get a piece of it, give a fan a souvenir, and sit on the next one.
So here's where Bolsinger has thrown Jay up so many off-speed pitches. He might be able to get away with a fastball here.
Pulled fair inside the bag at third. Upton will take the turn, headed to second base, and he's going to pull in with a 2-out double.
Came back with another off-speed pitch on the 3-2 count at 81 miles an hour.
Yeah, Jay Up's seen quite a few, and he's on this. The ball's down in the zone. He took the one that was high and out of the zone, tucked it inside the third base bag. Tell you what, Rod, this analyst spot hot with Jay Up. Remember that now when you sit in this chair.
All right, yeah, I rode him for a while there. I've had Jay Up quite often this year.
We need a dinger, though. We need to make a big move.
Well, here's my guy right here. See, that's one thing about Miggy, is he just goes into that 2-strike approach immediately here. So much for me lately. I just wonder if he's picking up the baseball. I mean, he doesn't even pick the foot off the ground. And Miggy, when he's right, I mean, his stride, his approach, his balance is better than anybody's in our sport, but it really hasn't been that way for the big slugger this year.
Pulled on the ground. It's going to hit the runner.
Oh, that's a base hit for Miguel, though.
Yep, he does get a hit.
I'll take that knock. Oh, but Jay Up's okay, though.
That hit Jay Up in the foot. Well, bad for the Tigers, good for Rod. Still 5-1. To lead it off for Toronto, we go to the 5th inning here at Comerica Park. It's a 5-1 ball game. Tigers have the lead in game 2 in the series. It'll be Morales, Tulowitzki, and Pierce facing Fulmer, who surrendered a run after a leadoff walk in the 4th. Big swing there by Kendrys, and the count is 1-1.
Outstanding pitch there thrown by Fulmer. Kendrys obviously looking for that mid-90s fastball. Fulmer pulled the string on him with a change piece.
Yeah, it's 97, the fastball coming there. You do got to cheat on it, even though you're ahead, don't you?
No question about that. That's very hard to hit 97. And the one thing about Fulmer, though, he's going to give you a heavy dose of fastballs, especially in fastball counts.
It is moving, so you're going to have a hard time centering. That ball is very heavy.
Fulmer has given up just 1 hit in this game. That belongs to Morales, a 1-out single in the 2nd. Then he got a double play ball from Tulowitzki. Here's the 3-1. And it's in there. A strike. 3-2 on the well-traveled Kendrys Morales. Broke in with the Angels. Has had time with Seattle, among other teams, with the Toronto Blue Jays, the Royals. And a ground ball to the right side. Cabrera has it behind the bag. Kendrys Morales is out 1 away. Let's check in now with Johnny Kane. A little more on a developing relationship between Fulmer and Archer.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Michael Fulmer coming back from the All-Star week, he said one of the highlights for him was being able to visit with the talented right-hander for Tampa Bay. Talking about Chris Archer, Michael Fulmer asked Chris, hey, can you teach me your slider? And then Archer actually had a chance to watch Michael throw a bullpen during the game, and he said he was impressed with it. I thought was interesting is the fact that Archer says he watches Fulmer starts. Fulmer says he watches Archer starts. But certainly both guys have that, slider as a put-out pitch, and Archer's been doing it for a little bit longer than Michael, but certainly taking a page out of his book.
Archer wasn't giving up any of his secrets, though, did he? I don't think Archie wanted to give too much info to Michael Fulmer.
Yeah, but yet he was watching Fulmer's bullpen trying to get some pointers on Fulmer's changeup.
Here's the 0-1 to Tulowitzki, and that's off the end of the bat. 0-2.
Yeah, whose stuff would you pick, Rod? Fulmer or Archer?
Man.
Who would I take?
Yeah.
Michael. I take Fulmer.
Yeah, I agree with
He's
that.
bigger. He's stronger. That fastball, I just love it. I mean, I love Archer too, but I think he's a little bit more slider happy than Michael Fulmer is, and I just appreciate the fact that Fulmer will challenge you with that fastball more often than not.
Yeah, I think Michael's probably going to be more durable as well, based on maybe more his body type than anything else, but both pretty good.
How about you, Gibby?
Yeah, I take Michael, no question. I like the heavy arm.
Castellanos will throw across the diamond. Tulowitzki is out.
Hey, guys, Fulmer was talking about the slider. Here's Michael's slider. He really hasn't had the great slider all year, although these are very good ones. This is 90. He says he likes to throw his at about 88, but you can see it stays on the fastball plane all the way into the last second, and it darts out of the way. But this guy right here, he's a slider artist these days for right-handers. Most of his strikeouts, they come on sliders. He throws it awfully hard. He changes speeds with it. He throws it inside and outside, and it's a tremendous, I mean tremendous weapon for Chris Archer.
I think league average is around 30-some%.
Michael throwing more off-speed pitches in this particular inning. Not so many fastballs. He's thrown some outstanding breaking balls and changeups.
Changing it up. There's another changeup there. It's just second, third time around. That's what good pitchers do.
Here's the 1-1. Pierce rolls it foul. Fulmer probably could have, with a little bit more luck, a few more than his 9 wins this year. He came in at 9-6. Here's the 1-2. Tied him up. See you later. Pierce is out. 1-2-3, 5th inning. Rod, thanks, buddy. We'll see you later on.
All right, buddy. Take
Good job, Rod.
All right, Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet. Go for thrilling drives and deals at the Chevy Summer Drive. Chevrolet, find new roads. Tigers have the lead in this one. It is game 2 in the series. 5-1 is our score. They've out hit the Blue Jays 6-1. And here come the Tigers now as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be J.D. Martinez to get things started. And he rolls one foul, third base side. Martinez, then Victor, and then Mikey Matuk. J.D. big 2-run single. He was the first man that Bolsinger faced when Liriano left in third.
First pitch got him.
Yeah, well, it was 2-0 count that Bolsinger inherited, and then bang. That's foul back 0-2.
That's a noble count, isn't it? You come in, you got a 2-0 count, you have to throw a strike. JD's raking.
Yeah, with the bases loaded on top. Martinez now a 7-game hitting streak. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and JD down on strikes. Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lights. Here comes Victor, ground out, fly out. And Vimard looks at a strike, 0-1.
There it is again, 1-0 or 0-0 and 1-0. Said, get me over breaking ball. Nobody's swung on it yet. He's going to keep on doing it. Earlier when he came in, he could not get it over for a strike. Now he's starting to drop it in there.
Slice to left field. It's going to drop. Base hit. Victor hits one the other way. It's a 1-out single. That'll bring up Mikey Matuk.
Mikey's had a hit. He scored a run already.
He's had a good day.
Remember back in spring training, he was kind of had him pencil in to play against lefties, and he faced how many righties in a row.
Right.
Really scuffled with the ball, fastball up and in, but has corrected that since the season started, and been much more effective. Comes into the game today hitting .270 off of right-handed pitchers. 313 with men in scoring position, so pretty good numbers for Mikey Matuk.
The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Got a little bit of sock too. He gets a hold of it.
Tigers, of course, had Jacoby Jones in the spring camp penciled in as their starting center fielder, and of course Tyler Collins was with the club early in the year. They have both been since sent to the minor leagues.
There's a high heater there that he had trouble laying off. He just had trouble laying off that one, but for the most part been very good at not swinging at that pitch. However, Bolsinger does throw that high curveball that breaks, starts out of the zone and breaks into the zone. So you got to be protective of that.
Swing and a miss, and Matuk down on strikes. Third punch out for Bolsinger.
Bring up the can. 2 walks. Hasn't been playing that much, but getting an opportunity tonight. Get a chance to get on base, get your legs going. Be a good time for a 2-run dinger.
These guys are a couple of former teammates here. Both McCann and Bolsinger played at Arkansas. Razorbacks. That's in for a strike.
So he should know him.
He should. Here's the 0-1. On the outside corner. 0-2 on McCann, who had a crooked look for Andy Fletcher after that call.
Did McCann play with somebody else in the big leagues?
You mean at Arkansas?
No, it might have been when he was younger.
A little bit low and away, may have.
Can't remember. We had a conversation a while ago about that.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase. 4th strikeout for Bolsinger. He strikes out the side, as a matter of fact. Money encounter. The Tigers right-hander Fulmer against the Blue Jays. A couple of guys have gotten to him, Barney and Morales, but the rest of the team not so much. And no Toronto player has recorded an extra base hit against Fulmer. Michael in cruise control mode again today, allowing just a single to Morales in the 2nd. Kevin Pillar leads it off for the Blue Jays. It'll be Pillar, Goins, and then Bautista. 8, 9, and 1 for the Jays. And Fulmer misses low, 1-0. In tied at 3rd base, Castellanos. It's funny when you get to this time of the year, Gibby, it really seems like there's no name out there that is safe from trade talks, and even Michael Fulmer's name has popped up. A lot of has been talked about. Justin Verlander and some other Tigers, Avila and Wilson.
I think you'd have to consider what anybody had to say about Michael Fulmer. It may be a huge haul. He's by far the most valuable Tiger right now at trade deadline. However, I can't see it happening at all.
Shallow right field on the run. JD will track it down in foul territory.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Michael Fulmer, boy, everything is advertised, totally keeping this Toronto Blue Jay team off balance. You can see the 97-mile-an-hour fastball, really with lots of movement, both sides of the plate. Smoke hit that one good, but didn't go anywhere. And he's got 5 innings, only 1 hit, 1 run. That came off a walk. No home runs. He always keeps the ball into the ballpark. Well, Michael Fulmer, a very good outing so far. They got to finish it.
Ryan Goins bounced out in his first bat, 0 for 1. 5-1 Tigers lead. We're in the 6th. Goins sends a ground ball to first base. Miggy handles it. And 2 up, 2 down.
That is totally in his kitchen. Ball's moving. And the strikeout on Pierce. It looked like it almost hit him when he swung. So he's got this good stuff still rolling.
That'll bring up Bautista, who came around to score the only Toronto run after walking in the 4th. Bautista homered the ball game last night.
On a ball inside, it actually got in on him, but he's so strong.
Getting word on Liriano now. He left the ball game with neck tightness.
Maybe that home run. We were talking to my buddy Dan Petrie. I used to call him Frankie.
Why?
Because he always had a stiff neck. But we joke about it. Gave up a few.
If you stick around long enough, doesn't matter who you are, you will give up a few.
Yeah.
2 balls and 1 strike. And Bautista buckles out of the way down to his knees.
Well, he heard that one go right by his lips. Yeah, Dan Petrie, boy, he threw a lot of sliders. As you see the one on Bautista, you don't want to be diving with Fulmer. He'll keep you honest.
That'll get back out of play.
Take a look, Alumni Saturday. Dan Petrie, great teammate, very fierce competitor. Well, he made it in the air. He didn't want to wheel and throw it though. Loves this game, and he's actually has a son that's a pretty good hockey player professionally.
Down goes Bautista, and the Blue Jays as well. A 1-2-3-6. Michael Fulmer cruising.
Value, I speculated that I thought Michael Fulmer the most valuable Tiger, but the Blue Jays. Now there's a couple. Who's got value, and who would you like to trade? I'm talking about real value here, and I put Josh Donaldson up there. He's still got 1 more year before he's a free agent. Liriano, well, he's hurt now, but I think he's a veteran guy who could be very appealing to a team, and I think he can really get lefties out. And Marcus Stroman. Now, he's kind of in the Fulmer category. You really wouldn't. He's young. He's controllable. He's got a WBC victory. You probably wouldn't go through him, but you know, it's always what's it worth in return. So you really do have to consider, and GMs do put everybody through an evaluation process to see what you could get in return. You not only you're thinking about this year, think about next year as Iglesias starts the bottom of the 6th with a solid single up the middle.
Well, as you mentioned, Donaldson has 1 more year, and what do we got? We've got as well. You're talking about
Bautista, I think he's got a
free
couple
agent,
more
isn't
years.
he?
Yeah, but he's got an option. It's a mutual option for next year. Bautista does, and then a vesting option for the next year.
And he's a guy who hit 50 home runs last year, having a little bit of a down year. High on base guy. Negative defensive runs saved in the outfield. Several negative defensive runs saved. So I don't know where he would fit. He is a veteran guy. Knows he's been in the competition. But I don't know if he would be long range. So
right.
So for another club, for instance, Michael Fulmer, he would fit into any club, a championship club. He'd be there for many years. He's not going to get paid right now, but he will get paid after his third year. I don't know if he's a Super 2 guy or not. Stroman would kind of be the same type of guy. He's got good stuff. Ball really moves. He seems to have a knack for getting people out. But you're going to read a lot of different trades and different inquiries, and it doesn't mean that anybody's going to get traded. I would speculate probably one, maybe two guys get traded from the Tigers.
Ball high to Kinsler. Well, I mean, look at the deal that the Cubs made for Quintana. It was as much about the future as it was for this season for them.
Yeah, and I tell you, the guy who's going to make a big splash is Dave Dombrowski over in Boston.
Usually he does, doesn't he?
He did while he was here. Why would he change? He's got the resources, and he has the farm system as well over there with the Red Sox. So Mr. Dombrowski, he's got to be lurking, and he likes the guys on this team. He brought him here.
Sure. Of course, he made the trade that brought Miguel Cabrera in from the Marlins. Here goes the runner. Throw to the wrong side of the bag. Tag not in time. Safe. Steal for Iglesias.
Like it, Iggy. Take a look at the jump right here. He's got the ability to run. Russell Martin came out there with a pretty good time throw, but however, it was over to the shortstop side of the bag. There's not going to be a review. I mean, they review everything. So you got to wait an extra 30 seconds.
And he walked him. Another base on balls for Toronto. By the way, fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go.
Iglesias want to take a look here. You got first and second with Kinsler, nobody out. This is a good time to go because if they throw Iglesias out, Kinsler moves up. So even if Iglesias is out, you still have a guy in scoring position. If you get them both up, you really have a chance to tack multiple runs on.
Swing and a miss.
And Nick went up there looking for that breaking ball. That good thought. Just unable to execute it.
Jays now have walked 7 Tigers in this game. Kind of a reversal of fortunes from last night when the Tigers walked 10. Two on, nobody out. Tigers lead 5-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Spins up a breaking ball that missed inside. Nick knocked into a double play in his last at bat, but otherwise a homer and a walk. Lucas Harrell warming up for the Blue Jays.
Well, he had a great year for the Astros a couple years ago. Got good stuff. Results have not matched his ability.
In there, a strike called.
Bolsinger not stopping out of his stretch move as well as Liriano wasn't earlier in the game. Surprised me. Joe West usually calls these. Here Iglesias, you want to just say, hey Joe, how do you expect me to steal if he doesn't stop? Stop that time.
Little gentle reminder.
Here is the 1-800 call Sam call the game. First inning. Nicholas Castellanos. Goes Dinger Oppo to right field. Put the Tigers up 1-0. Tigers now lead 5-1 on 8 hits. 1 hit for the Blue Jays up from Michael Fulmer. Through 6.
In the air to center field, Pilar going back. Iglesias will tag at second. He'll move up. And that'll leave runners at first and third, 1 gone.
Pretty good base running right here. Nick sat on the curveball the whole at bat and hits the ball good the other way. Pilar goes back and both runners tagged up. You're going to see Iglesias go on to third, but watch what Kinsler does. This is what you're supposed to do. He sees the advancing runner in front of him tag. He tags. Now he reads the throw and realizes he's out and retreats. Iglesias to third easily.
That'll bring up Upton now.
That was done properly. Ian's pretty good at that play. We've showed it several times this year.
Strike 1 on J-Up. Walk, a double, and a run scored for Upton. Struck out in his first at bat. He seemingly had trouble picking up the baseball early in the game. We still had sunshine in the 6-10 start here. There's ball 1. Bolsinger's been out there a long time. He has now thrown a total of 66 pitches. Came on in the third when Liriano left with a sore neck. Outside, 2-1. Upton came in 368 with runners in scoring position. He's been among the best in the American League in these spots this year. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Pumping that 90-mile-an-hour fastball by J-Up. J-Up kind of half looking for that breaking ball.
Cabrera lurking on deck.
Dinger would be big right here. I'd be making a move officially and pick the stick.
Begging.
Be about an 8-10 pointer.
The 2-2 inside 3-2. J-Up made the All-Star team in the American League for the first time. It was his 4th All-Star appearance overall.
Did you say begging?
Yes.
You ever beg?
And pick the stick all the time.
I didn't ask you for what.
That's how I'm answering. 3-2. Runner goes. That's Kinsler and his pounded foul back out of play.
How about a recap? Who's got who?
I got JD.
I got J up again. Montook with Johnny. V-Mart with Mick, and Rod's got Miggy. Like I said, it's be about an 8-10 pointer.
Again, the runner goes, then a bouncing ball left side. They're going to think about coming home, but not.
It's a ribeye. It's another point anyway.
Donaldson will throw out Upton, who gets an RBI. He may have had a play at the plate there.
It was the runner gets closer to the plate, the angle kind of dries up. He took his sure out. Iglesias, you see him got his head looking over his shoulder. You generally want to get in there as quick as you can go.
You got 5 points tonight and pick the stick.
How many did you get?
Well, 2 strikeouts, a -2, and then a 2-run single is a +3, so I'm a +1.
So you just want to make game ground on you. Want to get greedy tonight.
Cabrera, single walk and a run scored. Tigers have a 5-run lead once again. Michael Fulmer tonight has allowed just 1 hit to the Blue Jays. That's it. There's a drive in the air to deep left field. Pierce going back to the wall. He looks up and gone. Miguel Cabrera with a 2-run shot. Man, he needed that.
Yes, he did. He'd been taking so many of those pitches the other way. Finally, he made up his mind. Ball's inside, and he turns on it.
Eight-1 Tigers.
That's a big point getter right there.
Cabrera passes Mike Schmidt for 33rd all-time in RBI's career. 1596. That ball hammered down the line. Going to be a fair ball. JD Martinez round in the bag. He's going to second, and a double for JD.
Not only is that a double, I'd like to see the way JD's moving out of the box right here. It's going to be it. As here comes John Gibbons. Watch how JD, the biggest key about trying to get a double is to get out of the box quickly. Good honest effort. As soon as you hit it, put your head down, get going. Don't watch it. Nice long strides, good turn, outside foot in there easily as he makes the turn. He sees it. Might not seem like a lot, but when you do it when it counts and it's a close play, it makes a difference. Let's take a look. We got a wall side windows pitching change. We'll be right back. Good to see a good effort from Michael Fulmer, but also how about Miguel Cabrera? Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, he finally goes deep. He gets the ball. It's down, and then he's been trying to take that pitch the other way, but not this at bat. He turns on it, and he's like, fed up. That ball's 6-8 inches off the inside part of the plate. Miggy goes yard. Michael Fulmer loved it. Of course, the Tigers know they got to have Miggy to get the go on. Miguel today 2 for 3, scored a couple of runs, a couple of RBI, and has a walk. So that's good and encouraging for the Tigers and Miggy.
So the Tigers pouring it on now. They lead by 7. 8-1 is our score. And here is Victor Martinez facing Lucas Harrell, who comes out of the bullpen. That's driven in the air to center field. Pilar is under it, and that'll end the inning. Big inning for the Tigers. They get 3 more runs, 2 on the home run swing of Miguel Cabrera. A welcome sight indeed.
Mickey York back at Comerica Park for this Dodge game break, and Michael Fulmer has given the Tigers everything that they needed tonight. What's made him so effective, Rob?
Well, he doesn't disappoint. I mean, he attacks the strike zone with a lot of 95 and above fastballs, unhittable slider at times, real good changeup as well for Michael Fulmer. Really, Toronto, no answer for him so far here this evening.
Fulmer well on his way to his career-high 4th straight win. Mario, good.
Yeah, guys, and as well, he has retired 9 Blue Jays in a row as he goes back to work at a bouncing ball to third. Castellanos. That is in time, and Russell Martin is out of there, 1 gone. Make it 10 straight retired now by Fulmer. Dominating here today.
Yeah, they're starting to swing earlier and earlier as well, which bodes well for the Tigers and Michael Fulmer. 114 is high in pitches this year. He also has 110 pitches real early in April. At pretty much about 100 to 105 pitches today, I believe. Michael Fulmer will be done. Although they may want to get him that complete game, extend him a bit.
Donaldson rolls this one to third, and Nick will handle another one. 2 gone. Check in now with Johnny Kane.
Hey guys, talk about Michael Fulmer. You know, when he was asked this week about all the trade speculation, you know, he was very adamant about wanting to keep the band together. He said, you know, it's one of the best veteran groups in baseball right now. And he says each one of these veteran guys, whether it's Miggy, whether it's JV, whether it's J-Up, when those guys lead in their own individual way. But, you know, I think that's the thing. It's the brotherhood. When you get to 25 guys in there, everybody wants to stay together. You got to play well in order to keep the team intact. But certainly Michael Fulmer not looking for any big changes here at the midway point.
Yeah, Johnny, and I think the Tigers really, as to a man, they've kind of felt that way, and they were talking about that giving in the offseason when there was talk about maybe making some changes, and the Tigers decided to keep the course, and a lot of the veterans are very excited about another opportunity. So they are continuing to hope that they can turn things around, but a night like tonight for Fulmer and the Tigers can go a long way maybe to get them jump started. Justin smoked the batter, and he fouls it off. 1-2. Smoke has a couple of fly balls to center. He is 0 for 2 in this game. And now 0 for 5 in the series. Tigers have pretty much been able to handle him.
Threw him inside in the first game and mixing it up. This here he comes again.
Swing and a miss, and Fulmer, man, he is cruising. Oh, man. He's retired 12 in a row. Can't touch him. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch.
Hey, I had an opportunity this morning to ride to the ballpark with Tigers center fielder Mikey Matuk, part of a behind the scenes we're doing for an upcoming episode of Inside the Tigers, where, you know, Mikey and I talked about everything, you know, musical preferences coming in, kind of his support system, him coming up through the bigs, and what it's like kind of taking ownership of the center field position now here in Detroit. But I'll tell you what, pretty neat to see what the game day routine is like, because I think most fans, I know you guys get it, certainly Gibby gets it, Mario gets it, Rod gets it, but as far as when these guys actually get up, get prepared, get to the park, what they go through, what the routine is like. Anyway, Mikey Matuk kind enough to let me tag along with him this morning, and I'll just say this, he's got a nicer car than I do, boys.
Well, it starts about 3 in the morning when they finally get to sleep after a game. Like last night's game was pretty late. How early did you start?
We got started today. I didn't we joked about starting too early, where I was just going to wake him up like, Mikey, I got the coffee brewing, let's go. But what we did is we picked it up late morning, and then by the time we got here to the ballpark at 12:30, 1 o'clock.
So you'll be able to see that tomorrow on Tigers Live.
Yeah, we'll put that in the pregame show, and then again coming up on Inside the Tigers, the show we run on Fox Sports Detroit.
It looked like you guys are besties now.
Well, we're pretty tight. I mean, I don't know if I'll put it at the Romine level yet, but Matuk is right up there. Hey, here's my pick to stick today. Let's see what he can do.
Well, he's already gotten you a few points.
Yeah.
Very nicely done. All right, Johnny, we look forward to seeing that tomorrow.
All right, boys.
Tigers Live. Matuk leading things off here. We're in the bottom of the 7th, bottom 3. Matuk, McCann, Iglesias. Mikey with an infield single, a sac fly, and he's also scored a run. Here's the 2-2, and it's outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Matuk.
Got 2 points so far for Johnny.
3.
No, he's got a strikeout.
Oh, I didn't see that. There's a ground ball up the middle. Ooh, nice play there by Goins. 1 away. Fans, don't forget the Tigers take on the Houston Astros Saturday, July 29th, a 6:10 start. The first 10,000 fans receive a free James McCann removable mask bobblehead. How about that? If you'd like tickets, go to tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
How do you like the 6:10 start time?
I wasn't sure about it, but I kind of dig it. I mean, you're going to get
do.
home for an extra hour. That's nice. What do you think?
Light out. Yeah, I like it.
It almost has the feel of a day game here.
Give you time to, if you want to stop on the way home or get dinner before you get here, it's perfect.
Yeah, and the good thing is tomorrow will be a travel day for the Tigers, so that extra hour tonight will allow you maybe to get some packing done. Dinner, as you say.
Yeah, tomorrow they'll have to go home, pack up, get ready to play the game, and right after the game tomorrow, you guys will get on the buses, drive to the airport, get on the Tiger plane right over there. You generally don't, the big boys, they don't carry their bags too much, do they?
No, not really. There's a ball outside of McCann. The accommodations on the road are very good, let's put it that way. And so are the travel arrangements. There's not much stress.
Well, Tigers need to finish this game out and then win tomorrow. Even more fun.
And McCann goes down swinging. 2 away. Harrell has retired all 3 since he came on in the 6th. That'll bring up Iglesias.
Well, everybody's got a hit except Kins and McCann. However, Kinsler's he's walked a couple of times. McCann's walked a couple of times. So they've been on base just like everybody else.
Iggy with 2 singles, a steal, an RBI, and a run scored. It's a good night's work for the Tigers shortstop. Outfield shallow against him in center. That's Pilar. The 1-1 sails outside. Here's how they play him defensively. The single that Iglesias had back in the 2nd was flared out there to right center field to knock in a run.
Play him opposite in the Outfield.
Tough play. Long throw is not in time. Infield hit for Iglesias.
He's had 2 of those today, hasn't he?
Yes, 3 hits total. That is the 9th 3-hit game of the year for Jose.
Stole the base last time. So that's what they're capable of. That meeting maybe gave these guys a little wake-up call about using their skills and doing so much better today.
Here is Ian Kinsler in search of that first hit. Tigers now have 11 as the ball club. There's a strike called on Kinsler. Actually went around, tried to hold up.
Harrell would be easy to steal off of, however, with the 7-run lead in the 7th inning, generally there's an unwritten rule that you wouldn't do so.
One ball, one strike. Kinsler a walk and a run scored in the 6th. Walk did not score in the 4th. Back to Monitor, 2-1.
Beautiful weather tonight.
Temperature at game time was in the upper 70s. It still is. I mean, it's been a clear day all day today, and spectacular evening here. The Tigers have a big crowd on hand, and the team is not disappointed. Pulled on the ground to the shortstop Tulowitzki, and they'll get the Force at second. They'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives to Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. Tiger bats have been booming today. 11 hits. They lead 8-1. Michael Fulmer, well, he's pretty much done the rest.
Keep it going.
1 measly hit in this game as he sails one outside to Kendrys Morales.
Got 2 early swings from Martin and Donaldson last inning, so looking for that trend to continue.
It was just the 93rd pitch of the evening for Fulmer. Morales is responsible for their only hit. That was a single back in the 2nd. They got a walk and scored a run in the 4th. Pounded foul back out of play, 2-1.
Well, we were talking about, is he going to use that curveball? I think he's threw his first one right here. Didn't quite get on top or get that out front, but with an 8-run lead and Michael, that's just kind of how he works things in.
Ground ball right into the shift, and Kinsler on the grass throws him out. 13 straight retired by the right-hander. Aaron Loop warming up for the Jays. It's been an absolutely dominant performance tonight for Fulmer. And had he not given up a single in the second to Morales, we might be talking about a potential no-hitter. Tulowitzki's up there.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, I think there's probably 1 or 2 in his future. Oh, 0-1 on Tulowitzki.
I hear Johnny Kane's got an old friend.
Really?
Could be one of many, huh?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got so many of them.
It's a long list. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to third. Ooh, nice knockdown by Castellanos. He won't be able to get him, though, unable to corral it, and that'll be a single for Tulowitzki. Well, speaking of Johnny Kane, we'll check in now with Johnny.
Well, Mario, Gibby.
Oh, my gosh.
We're back with Gordy the Unicorn. Gordy, it's been a few weeks, but I see you're back in your usual place, the Unicorn side in here in the outfield. What have you been up to since last time we saw you, man?
I've been in Milwaukee, been to a couple games there, watching an All-Star game. It was great to see Fulmer. So.
Yeah. Fulmer looked good. Fulmer's been looking good tonight.
Fulmer's looked fantastic tonight.
All right, you handed me this certificate here. Can you read it to me? Unicorn questing license. Tell me about it.
So no bagging or hunting unicorns, but you are more than welcome to quest, Johnny. And really, I appreciate you questing for me because we've shared great experiences, and I appreciate the experiences you share with people across the country.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. You know, hey, listen, we got a good Tigers fan out here. And it's good to have you back out here. Good to have you back out.
Johnny, I got a question.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I got a question from Gibby. Go ahead.
Ask him if you can borrow that outfit for Halloween.
Gibby wants to know if I could borrow Gordy's outfit for Halloween.
If Gibby and I get to party together, he can have whatever he wants.
Oh, there we go.
I'll give you my number.
Hey, make it a threesome. Johnny will come to it, Mario.
All right, we'll get the whole
charity event.
Oh, I tell you, we're off the rails. All right, Mario, you're driving.
Yeah.
I want to party with
Thanks,
man. Thanks, buddy.
That was great.
Not sure what that meant.
Well, I'm pretty sure I knew what that meant.
You want to elaborate?
No.
Is that an off-camera conversation?
Oh, my goodness. Where are we at here? Kevin Pillar's the batter.
We got 2 down.
It's 8-1. Tigers at the lead. Bouncing ball to short. And Iglesias will get the fourth, settle in the inning.
I invited you and Johnny, so we got to force him.
Gordy, I got nothing else. You did perfect work. In favor of the Tigers here over the Blue Jays. Here's the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Wallside Windows. These two teams wrap it up tomorrow with Estrada and Sanchez.
Yeah, Estrada, he's throwing the ball fairly well, though getting a little changeup happy for the Blue Jays. Tigers will have to challenge staying back on him. And Anibal Sanchez throwing the ball great since he's come back from Toledo. And when Brad Osmus was picking his first 3 starters, there you see it. Sanchez at number 3. He's throwing the ball very well, and hopefully Tigers will finish this out today. Sanchez will throw a good game. Good to see Smiles on that bench today, and maybe it'll loosen them up and they can get on a roll.
Yeah, they certainly need it. And the Tigers off to a good start early in this one. They scored a bunch of runs against Liriano early, and they've tacked on as they have gone on today. 8-1 lead as Castellanos leads it off in the bottom of the 8th. Out back to the dugout of the Blue Jays, 0-1. Wallside Windows change. Aaron Loop is on now for the Jays.
The lefter's 41st game. He's on the mound a lot. You can see lots of games. His whip is 1.6, so there's a lot of guys getting on Loop.
The 0-1. Well, outside to Nick. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have action. Wilson in the Tigers bullpen.
Probably the smart thing to do. You know, Michael wants that complete game. Maybe they'll give him up to 110 pitches. He's at 101 right now.
His season high 114, which is also his career high.
He did have a 6-pitch inning in the 6th, so it is doable.
The 2-1. Rolled to third base on the backhand. Donaldson. He is good down there at third base. 1 gone. Fans, RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up and play Major League Baseball action. It's packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, and ballparks. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Justin Upton now. Jay up with a double, a walk, and an RBI in this game.
Jay up needs a home run. It's been a while. He'd get back on track.
Chopper right side, and it's going to find a hole. Single for Upton.
Just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Happened in the 6th inning. A couple guys on and 1 guy on. I think it was Kinsler. Miguel goes deep. See how he pulled that hand way inside, got the barrel on it. 2-run home run. Put the Tigers up 8-1. That's where we're at right now. Boy, if Tigers could get this guy hot. Big boost.
Strike 1 on Cabrera. Miggy came in batting just .200 in the month of July, but is heated up here today with the homer, the single, the walk. Off the outside part of the plate, 1-1 on Cabrera. Bolsinger came on in the 3rd, gave way to Lucas Harrell, and now Aaron Loop here in the 8th. Fulmer has gone all the way so far for the Tigers. Fly ball toward right, slicing though. Out of play.
Tell you, this Loop, he'd be tough to see. Watch how he steps across his body. He's swings way out to his left side and then back across his body. Not so bad for righties, but for lefties he'd be nasty. I see lefties are crushing him this year, but he's got a funky motion. He's been dominant in the past. Not so good. 2-2 with the 4.60 ERA this year. Lefties are hitting 309 off him. Righties only 235.
Now the 2-2, and Cabrera takes high, 3-2. Loop, a few years back in the 14 campaign, appeared in 71 games. Had an ERA a little over 3, all those in relief. Has even closed every now and then for Toronto. And Cabrera lines one to left field. That's going to drop, base hit. Another knock for Miguel. 2 on now with 1 out.
Well, Miggy's got a couple of hits, but he's pulled both of them. Prior to that, we've seen him go exclusively to the right side of the diamond. This is the start. Get him where he's feeling comfortable. Tigers need Miguel Cabrera.
JD Martinez single double and 2 RBIs. Tigers now have 13 hits on the board, and JD rifles one foul to right field. One out singles by Upton and Cabrera. The 0-1. 0-2 on JD.
So JD's seeing the ball pretty good. Not going for a single. Big gap out there in right center field.
Ball high and he laid off. JD Martinez now a 7-game hitting streak. Came in at .316 in the month of July. That'll bump up with a couple of knocks today. Fought that one off.
Looking down at the bullpen, Alex Wilson still warming up, so probably Fulmer is done for the day. I think that's smart. 101 pitches. You don't want to push him any farther than you already have. You have a 7-run lead. Should be able to get it done.
Rolled foul. Yeah, Fulmer has that look on the bench like he is done, and what a performance. If he is indeed done for the day, and it appears that way. He retired 15 of the final 16 batters he faced, and allowed just 2 measly singles in this game.
A lot of contact, only struck out 3.
Driven to right field. That ball is way back, and JD has gone deep the other way. A 3-run shot. Number 15 for Martinez. Well, that thing got out quickly.
That was on the line. That was no fly ball. That was directly lined out of this ballpark. JD having a big day all of a sudden, huh?
I'll take it. Pick the stick. I will take it. Single double homer. 11-1. Tigers have the lead. High fives, handshakes, smiles all day in the Tiger dugout.
Good meeting.
Good meeting and a pretty good pitcher on the mound. Now Victor trying to join the party. He is 1 for 4 in this game. That home run got out of here about as quickly as we've seen a home run go this year.
Well, Bautista just turned and looked. When it was first hit, I wasn't sure, but Bautista just turns around. The good backspin to see the guys talking about what's going right. That's good. Been kind of quiet in the Tigers dugout recently. Gone. And JD continues to pound left-handed pitching. Came in at 500. Got the home run today.
Here's the 1-2. Backed him out of there. So Luke comes in here in the 8th, and he's given up 2 singles and a homer. And now he's gone 2-2 on Victor Martinez. And Vimard pops it up. Right field slicing. Bautista gets there. 2 away. It's the 8th time this year the Tigers have scored 10 or more runs. That'll bring up Mikey Matuk. Anibal Sanchez will get the call tomorrow for the Tigers, as they will try and win 2 out of 3 in the series, assuming they hold on to this 11-1 lead here in the 8th. And boy, Sanchez, man, as he turned things around, this is going down to the minor leagues.
Yes, he has. He's got that confidence back, and he's got some life on his pitches as well. Got all of his pitches, and he's got kind of an eephus changeup. Throws it slow and really slow.
A little bit outside, 1-1. Gotta love seeing the veterans as well, as JD now makes a couple more entries in his journal. Gotta love the veterans talking to the young guys. I know JV is taking a lot of time with the young pitchers. That'll get back out of play. Sanchez, you saw there, was having a chat with Fulmer as they talk pitching.
Just good having them talk, period. You get struggling, sometimes you clam up. But a lot more conversation. This appears to have been a good meeting today, and everybody kind of said we deserve that. And nobody gets insulted. It's just you got to say some things maybe that you wouldn't want to say. I don't know what was said, but I've been in a few meetings, and generally there is a message. And this message today appears to have helped turn the Tigers to go in the right direction.
Tigers get the home run from JD Martinez, a 3-run shot. Michael Fulmer, what a gem he has thrown today for the Tigers.
Call Sam update with Rod Allen. I'm Mickey York. We saw the damage walks could do to the Tigers last night. The Blue Jays have returned the favorites tonight. And to the Tigers' credit, they've taken advantage.
They've taken advantage of every last one of those walks that they've gotten from the Blue Jays here tonight. And not only that, Michael Fulmer was simply on point. The middle of the Tigers batting order, Mickey, it got off as well. Miguel Cabrera, he simply went off. J.D. Martinez again. Iglesias, that bottom feeder in the 9 spot, continues to get it done. I really like the energy they've played here with today after that team meeting they had today.
Yeah, like Gibby said, good meeting. Plenty of offensive support for Michael Fulmer tonight. He'll tell us how much he appreciated that coming up after the game on Tigers Live, guys.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Let's get the final 3 outs here. Put this one in the win column.
Got a new pitcher. Michael Fulmer is relaxing in the dugout, and it's well side windows pitching change. Alex Wilson. Alex only 2 appearances so far in the month of July. Give him a little rest, recoup. He's thrown a lot of pitches and a lot of innings for the last couple of years. So get him an inning of work. Hopefully it goes clean today.
Ryan Goins leads it off for Toronto here. It'll be Goins, Bautista, and Russell Martin against the Tigers righty. Fouled away, 1 ball and 1 strike on Goins. A couple of ground balls to his credit tonight. He's 0 for 2. Alex Wilson trying to get the final 3 outs of this game. And a strike called. Wilson has limited left-handed batters to a .224 average this year.
He's got that cutter, so it's going to cut in on the hands right late. It's hard to pick up.
Swing and a miss. Goins is gone. 1 out.
Breaking ball. Goes right down. It's about a 59-foot 6-inch pitch. Gets the chase. Tell you, looking at my scorebook, pretty clean over here on the Toronto side. Miggy Montero.
He will bat for Bautista.
Gonna get it bad. He came over from the Cubs. Good kid here, had him in Arizona, my everyday catcher. Not quite as young as he used to be, but had an energy every day. It's hard to do as a catcher.
Now they go 1. Big hack there, 0-2 on Miguel Montero. Other changes for the Tigers, quite a few of them now. You got Romine and Presley anchoring the corners of the outfield. Machado is at second, Avila at first. The 0-2.
It's good to get everybody in a game like this. It turns out to be a really good day for the Tigers. Come in here, have your talk, you get a good pitching performance. Hopefully Alex finishes this inning out clean. Get your substitute players in there, give your frontline starters a little bit of an inning off. There's a mental advantage to that. Just kind of puts them in a good spot.
And a good frame of mind for tomorrow's finale, as the Tigers will take on the Jays to close out this series before the next road trip, which will bring them through Kansas City and then eventually Minnesota. Oh, 0-2. Saw a shot of Daniel Norris on the Tigers bench there, huddled among the other Tigers, and there's Daniel on the left. He threw a bullpen recently, and Brad said before the game, not really where he needs to be yet. He had that groin injury in his last start. So his next start's still up in the air.
Yeah, he's hanging around here for rehab. I don't know if the Tigers go on the trip. He may head to Toledo. I'm not sure where all the minor league teams are.
1-2 on Montero. Russell Martin will be next. And Montero hanging tough. Eight strong innings out of Michael Fulmer today. Ends up throwing 101 pitches.
Yeah, you know he wanted to get the complete game, but they made the smart decision, got him out of there. 8 complete innings.
And we talked last year, Gibby, about watching the innings that Fulmer threw. How much of that do you think will take place this year, or will they let him go a little bit farther this season?
I don't know what the number is. They have not said that they have a number on him. I think he'd be ready to go to 200 innings. We did a projection, and we'll have that shortly.
Little chopper back up the middle, right into the teeth of that shift. Castellanos throws him out, 2 away.
So this is coming into tonight. 217 pace. You see, he's scheduled for 210 innings. ERA. 2016, of course, he won the Rookie of the Year. Walks maybe a little bit up this year. Well, actually, they're going to be lower because they're going to have a lot more innings. But he's showing the ball great. He's progressing beautifully.
Well, here comes the crowd now. The second largest crowd of the year, better than 40,000 on their feet. And it's in the air to right field. Presley is under it, and that is a Tigers win. Michael Fulmer, brilliant today. The Tigers bats come alive. 11-1, your final score. And now we send you to the Colzan Studios. Mickey York standing by with Tigers Live postgame.
All right, Mario, thank you very much. Michael Fulmer was fantastic. He'll tell us how he kept the Jays grounded tonight. Mickey, the offense got it going. What sparked their resurgence? Boy, J.D. Martinez also had himself a day. He'll tell us all about it. Brad Ausmus and the Tigers team meeting. Did it matter tonight? That and more coming up next on a post-game edition of Tigers Live, following a Tigers bounce-back win over the Jays. 11-1 the final here at Comerica Park tonight.